So I'm here hiking at Busick State Forest, and I'm going down a trail I've never been down, even though I've been here plenty of times. I think it's important to go down trails you've never been down. You never know what you're going to see. It doesn't always have to be a beautiful vista at the end. You could see like a little critter. Last time I was here, I saw an armadillo. It was pretty cool. I think they're partially blind or something, or they don't see great, because I got pretty close to him, and then he heard me and he kind of scurried off. So I feel like what we focus on in life becomes our reality. If we focus on the negative, this world is going to look like hell. If we only focus on the positive, then we could be considered naive and, have our head in the ground. But the reality is, like, this world is not perfect. It's important to keep a healthy dose of optimism. 2020 has kind of become a meme as the worst year that we all can remember. Definitely is different with COVID. We also have riots and wildfires and some other stuff I won't get into, but it seems like we're super divided. Now more than ever, we need to pay attention to what we're focusing on. Yeah, see, like, this is kind of a cool little trail. I mean, there's not much to it, but it's kind of got a lot of trees around and kind of got like a tree tunnel. You guys know what a tree tunnel is, right? Love tree tunnels. We're living in the digital age, no doubt about it. And with that, I think comes a lot of responsibility on what we spend our focus and attention on, our mental energy. But we are living in the digital age, and we all have virtual avatars. We all like stuff, comment on stuff, search stuff on Google and Facebook and YouTube, and even all the social media platforms. They're all designed towards what you are interested in and what you believe ultimately. We can add anybody that we agree with. We can unfriend anybody that we don't agree with. We can subscribe to any channel that conforms to our beliefs. We can unsubscribe to any channel that seems unintelligible or just kind of stupid or boring. And I don't think that's a good thing. We're all kind of stuck in our own virtual world, and it's causing a divide. We don't really know whoa, there's a big freaking spider. You take the lesser known trails. You take the lesser known trails and you usually get whacked a lot with spider webs. I love hiking, but I don't like walking into spider webs. Good tip, always find a good spider stick. Yeah, so we're all living in our own virtual reality, our virtual worlds, because we're all subscribed to things that interest us. That's just how the internet works. It's not a good thing if we spend all of our energy, all of our mental energy in the virtual world, and we start neglecting our physical and spiritual lives. Got another spider web here. Ooh, buddy, I'm trying not to destroy your great work. See if I can work under you here. Oh God. Okay. All right. Oh man, freak. Sorry, buddy. I mean, as long as these spiders aren't poisonous, I think I'll be all right. But I just walked into somebody's great work of art there. So I don't want to tell you what channels you should subscribe to or what ideas you should follow. I think it's important that the internet remain the way it is, open and free and uncensored. What concerns me is the scale at which our virtual lives are affecting our spiritual life and affecting the way we perceive the physical world. I like this trail because I don't think that many people come on it, probably because of all the spider webs that you walk into, just like I did now. But you know what? It's all right. I'll take a shower. I think life it is made up of so many different realms, so many different ways to see the world and interact with it. But, you know, like we have the physical realm, spiritual realm, there is a virtual realm. We have energy that we can devote to each of these, and how much we spend on one affects the other and vice versa. And in each of these realms, it's also important to realize what we are. Parking lot, red trail. I want to go down there. Where am I at here? Let's figure this out. Here's a little map here. I might go off the trail a little bit. If I wasn't wearing jeans, I would not be doing this because I'm just walking in brush right now. There's probably a whole bunch of little bugs. The leaves are changing. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. It's starting to get a little cooler out. I can just tell the season's changing. So back to these realms that I was talking about. I don't think modern day people have any control on what they're spending their energy on, or they just don't realize what they're doing. I think, especially young people, they've grown up in the virtual world, and so they're spending so much of their mental energy in the virtual world that they neglect their physical lives, their spiritual lives. It is affecting us. Good or bad, I don't know. I think it's a mix. I mean, the internet definitely has its pros and cons, but at what cost, you know? I think with the advent of social media, the likes and the comments, they validate our virtual avatars, and they also affect us psychologically. I think most people know this, and it's been proven and known for years. And the advertising industry, they're making a heyday, they're making bank by working with smartphones and the social media platforms. Their addictive nature, they're using it to make more money. And you know what? There's a little armadillo down there. He definitely can't hear me. That was kind of cool. I think the advertising industry is definitely on top of how smartphones and social media platforms, the addictive nature of them, they're definitely making bank from our mental energy, from our attention. And it's weird to think of mental energy as a commodity, but I think that's kind of what it is, you know? Kind of reminds me of the Matrix, you know, how Neo was plugged into that kind of like bathtub looking thing with all that goop, and he had that thing behind his head, and he was plugged in, and we were just like batteries. We're losing sight of what's important and what's true, and truth has just become this idea, and behind it is this backdrop of digital information and opinions that anybody can write up at any time and share on the internet. It's not good. It's making us live in these tiny bubbles, and we're becoming divided, and we think we know everything. We don't have genuine thoughts. We don't have genuine ideas. We just regurgitate the same blah, blah, blah nonsense. The he said, she said cycle of it all. So, what should we do? And what can we do? Well, I think what we should do, what we can do, is become aware of what we're spending our energy on. Spend less energy in our virtual lives and spend more energy towards our physical health and our spiritual lives. I think people are afraid to spend less energy on their virtual lives because it means that they actually have to take a look at themselves and figure out like what they want to do with their life. How do we foster physical health? Well, I think that's pretty easy to do. You just have to be consistent. You have to exercise every day and eat good and stop drinking sugar, stuff like that. But so how do we foster spiritual lives? Well, I feel like that is different for each person. I've said it many times. I feel like nature is just a direct way to get in contact with who you are fundamentally. But I realize that, you know, not everybody likes hiking and stuff like that. You know, I'm kind of reminded, I was talking to this coworker 2 years ago, and I was telling her that I was going to go for a hike out in nature, and she was like, "Ugh, I hate nature." And I was kind of taken back, and I'm like, "You are nature." Man, are we so lost that we hate the very environment to which we are a part of? It's crazy. We need to create and maintain habits that foster spiritual and physical growth. Changing the world starts with changing where we spend our mental energy on and what we spend it on. When we change the way we see the world we see will change. And the possibility of change is the birth of responsibility. So let's take responsibility for ourselves. Let's stop living in fear and confusion. And, you know, I have a newborn niece and I have a nephew on the way. And I want them to grow up in a world where they feel like they belong here, a place where they feel like this is their home, and that they're excited to live life to the fullest and to not be afraid to express yourself and be free. So that's what I want to tell you guys is like, you know, this is your home. You belong here. Stop living in fear all the time that something is going to happen to you. We're not meant to feel that way. This is it. You know, we have to maintain and take care of right now, this earth. If not for this person, you know, for my niece and nephew and for my children, you know, so we need to take responsibility for ourselves. That means doing the inner work, picking up after ourselves. So I thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. Stop spending so much of your mental energy in the virtual realm. Spend it more in the physical, on your physical health, on your spiritual life. Thanks.